Hi, welcome to La Bisounerie. Today I'm partnering with SquidPoxy to embed a very special coin in a clear block of resin. Our story begins in October 2020. After a couple of months of hard work on the channel, I finally received my first deposit from Google, my very own YouTube money. So I ran to the ATM to withdraw a $20 bill, bought a little snack, and made sure to put aside a $1 coin from the change. So there it is, my special coin, my very first YouTube dollar. And to commemorate the event, I will suspend this coin in a clear block of resin that I will pour over a walnut base that contains LED lighting. The plan is to end up with some kind of night light that will hopefully be somewhat easy on the eyes. To light up my block, I took apart a night light from the dollar store. It has the benefit of plugging directly in a regular outlet, and its LED light changes color every 5 seconds. How cool is that? For the base, I used a scrap piece of walnut. After taking a couple of measurements, I was ready to drill all the holes needed to house the LED and let it shine out into the block of resin. After making sure everything lined up correctly, I used a tiny bit of hot glue to keep it all in place. To build the mold, I used a piece of polycarbonate I salvaged a while back. I cut it into 4 walls that I assembled around the base with generous beads of hot glue to make it solid and leak-proof. If you've made it this far, you've probably noticed that English is not my first language. In fact, this is the very first piece of content in English on the channel. So let me know down in the comments how my English is doing. Also, if you like the vibe of the channel so far, don't forget to like and subscribe to let me know I should do more English content. Thank you! I still had tiny open spaces between the mold and the base, but the viscosity of the resin would keep it from seeping through until the curing process made it thick enough to keep everything in place. To suspend my coin, I used an alligator clip and a twist tie wrapped around a wooden stick that rested on top of the mold. Once the positioning was satisfactory, it was time to pour the first layer of resin. Here it is very important to follow the exact proportions. I mixed 2 parts of product A with 1 part of product B. Following SquidPoxy's recommendations, I stirred for a good 5 minutes and it was ready to pour. Well, remember how I told you the tiny spaces between the mold and the base wouldn't be a problem? Well, I was dead wrong, and all that was left to do now was to clean up the mess and start over. Then I repeated the exact same steps as before to pour the second layer of resin. Once it had cured for a couple of days, I pulled the mold apart and it was time to get to the wonderful steps of sanding, polishing, and finishing. From here, there's no secret. I had to take the time to hit every face of the piece with finer and finer grits of sandpaper to get the block almost completely clear. You have a resin project in mind? Go take a look at SquidPoxy's products. Not only do they have all sorts of resins for all sorts of projects, but their customer service is super friendly. So follow the link down in the description or simply go to www.squidpoxy.ca to check them out. And if you decide to buy something, use promo code MARC, M-A-R-C, at checkout for a 10% discount. And for the final polishing touch, I used turtle wax polishing compound that I applied with a rag. Now one last detail, I laser engraved what the coin is about on the front of the base. Well, that was quite an adventure. For a first contact with pouring resin, I'm very pleased with how it turned out, even though it's far from perfect. My biggest concern is that I wasn't able to make the seam between the two layers of resin disappear completely. I don't know what I did wrong, but looking at it from certain angles, you can definitely see the plane where the two layers meet. So if you know a bit about epoxy resin, let me know down in the comments what I can do different next time to get better results. But as far as the product is concerned, I'm very impressed with how clear it is, even with my less than perfect polishing job. I'm also very happy with its ability to let the bubbles escape during the curing process. I'm not equipped to put it under pressure or anything, and even then, I only have a few micro bubbles in my block. Again, this was Cast 2.0 from SquidPoxy, so big thanks to them for making the experience possible. Thank you, SquidPoxy. And as I said earlier, this is my first English piece of content ever. So if you liked it and would like to see more, consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel to let me know I should do more. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.